my honourable friend raises, but what I can tell him is that we're obviously focusing first on the buildings that are over 18 metres with unsafe cladding, but I understand that the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors is producing a risk matrix to support mortgage valuation under 18 metres, and led by the National Fire Chiefs Council, a risk prioritisation tool for blocks of flats will be available shortly.
Colin Mason.
Employee, a normal worker, would be entitled to £227 per week. I doubt this Prime Minister could survive on that. How in under God does he expect ordinary decent workers to survive on it?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of what this government has done to raise the national living wage, which this government introduced. But what I can tell them is that whatever happens, a combination of the job support scheme and universal credit will mean that nobody gets less than 93% of their current income.
Mr. Speaker, my constituency of Anismorn has the best nuclear site in the UK. Will the Prime Minister confirm to me and the people of Anismorn that he is 100% behind Wilvanowith?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Speaker, and I congratulate her on her fantastic campaigning for a nuclear future for Anismorn, and she has no more fervent supporter in that objective than me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Community Secretary has a habit of hitting the headlines, not always for the right reason. At the weekend, we discovered that his constituency had been awarded £25 million for a regeneration scheme, and that was approved by one of his own ministers. The Secretary of State returned the favour by approving funding for that minister's constituency. We have one department, two ministers, and tens of millions of pounds of taxpayers' money. Does the Prime Minister think that this approval process is appropriate, or does he actually think that the public might be right in thinking this all looks a bit grubby?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, all this was independently approved, but if he has some serious allegation to make against my right honourable friend, then I suggest that he has the guts to make it.
Craig Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Prime Minister, British wool is a multifunctional, versatile product, but sadly farmers across the UK and indeed Montgomeryshire feel frustrated that this highly sustainable natural product is not properly valued and utilised to its full potential at the moment. Can I ask the Prime Minister to help boost the export market, or indeed our domestic demand for British wool as we build back better? For example, use the wool as a great insulator for the next generation of sustainable housing.
Prime Minister.
I thank my honourable friend for what he does to campaign for wool, and as someone whose family used to farm sheep, I feel the pain of sheep farmers everywhere, wool farmers everywhere. The price is on the floor at the moment, Mr. Speaker. Uses such as the one my honourable friend identifies, I think are indeed extremely interesting and should be pursued, and I urge everybody in this country thinking of Christmas presents to buy British wool this winter.
Neil Coyle.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister told me he would support charities to be able to open COVID-safe accommodation for homeless people this winter. But yesterday, the government announced a £3 million cut in the cold weather fund this year, despite higher COVID-related costs. Will the Prime Minister at least guarantee that all government funds can be used to cover anyone and everyone needing shelter?
Prime Minister.
Of course, Mr. Speaker, we will make sure that local authorities get the support that they need, and as he knows, we've already put an extra £3.7 billion into helping local authorities, and I think a total of £28 billion into tackling the local consequences of COVID, and we will continue to support people throughout the country.
Let's head to the southwest with Sigurry Street. Sigurry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. May I strongly support the